I'm Vanny, and I'm here to tell you that FNAF has everything that you need. Five Nights at Freddy's the movie, it has mystery, it has cuteness, it has messed up weird stuff that doesn't always make sense. All of the things that you love and more if you are a FNAF fan. Because I think those are the three pillars of why we love FNAF. There's so many theories. You want to be friends with the animatronics. And there's so much messed up stuff in it. So much messed up stuff that doesn't make sense. We are not going to get into spoilers here, friends. I'm going to keep this spoiler free, but on every single level, I feel like this movie lived up to what I want. And you know what? It nails the concept of just less is more. Less is more. And I think that's where FNAF is going to win for a lot of people, and in terms of at the box office. So let's talk about it. So I was very lucky. I got to go to an early screening of Five Nights at Freddy's. I went with my friend Connor, who I worked with on Top 10 Gaming, Most Amazing Top 10 Gaming. It was really fun. I was very happy that he invited me to come along, and I had a great time, so shoutouts to Connor. I'm going to put a link to his channel in the comments, by the way. If you don't know, Connor also does his own content. He also is, playing games and continuing to be an awesome human. So you should definitely go check him out and give him a follow if you're not already. And now let's talk about this movie. I obviously dressed up for the occasion. I went dressed up as Vanny. Well, a closet cosplay version of Vanny. I even have like a little tail. You can't see it, but it's there. For my members out there, I'm gonna be posting some photos for you of this look. I can't wait to show you. I love it so much. So yeah, it does give you everything that I think you're gonna want as a FNAF fan. And if you're not a FNAF fan, I think you're still gonna really love this movie. I think the thing that it does really well is it's really good at riding the line between sort of mega fans and what we want out of the movie, and also people that are not familiar with the property just having a good time and enjoying it. Honestly, it reminds me a lot of Honor Among Thieves. So if you don't remember Honor Among Thieves, it was the Dungeons and Dragons movie. It was amazing. It was honestly like a perfect movie. But where I think its downfall was that it just went too big. It just expected too much from the audience. And a lot of people, sadly, didn't really see that movie because I think they just felt if they didn't know Dungeons and Dragons, then, like, they couldn't go see it, which is not true. It is just a really fun fantasy movie. So if you like fantasy and if you like action, it's a good film. And if you like to laugh and you like to be excited, that's what that movie does really well. This movie is in a similar boat. I feel like people can go and just see this as sort of a spooky movie. It's not overly spooky, so if you like horror, but if it goes too far, it just grosses you out or anything like that, this movie is PG-13, so it's perfect for pretty much anyone to go watch it and just have a fun time. It is still thrilling, it's still suspenseful, and I gotta say, as a fan of horror, I feel like it does a really good job of delivering on that element of the franchise without being too much, if that makes sense. Because obviously, you can't go with some of the crazy stuff you see in like an R-rated movie that is a horror movie. But it still delivers. There is some, I don't want to spoil anything. I think it's okay for me to say there are some very small gore elements to it. Not a lot at all, but the stuff that I did see in it was really, really well done. And so to me, it's like, you can tell that they're putting in the work. And speaking of things that were really well done, this is also a movie that has amazing costumes, amazing design. I think my favorite thing about it is that it really feels like you're in the games. Like, they put so much attention to detail into the animatronics and just the look of the sets and just little details here and there, things that you'll spot as a fan that is going to make you really go, wow. It really makes it feel like they brought FNAF to life. But that's, I think, a thing that all fans have really just been looking forward to seeing, feeling like the games are coming to life. And they did a really good job of that. I think the other thing is that this plot and the story, I gotta say, I'm glad that we waited. Because I know Scott initially had a script and then got rid of that script. And we kept kind of coming back to the drawing board. And it felt like, are we ever going to get this movie? Will there be enough hype for when the movie comes out? Because we've kept having to go back again and again to the drawing board. But I'm glad that we did, because I feel like this script was pretty much exactly what I wanted for this. It had the elements of mystery, it had a plot that works and makes sense, which is not easy to do with FNAF, and I say that with much love for it, but also just acknowledging that it's really hard to make sense of anything sometimes. You like talk to someone that doesn't know FNAF and you're trying to explain like, so there's this guy and he like, he wears like this, he goes around doing all these things. Oh, why does he? Oh, well, we don't really know why he does that. Sometimes he's British, sometimes he's not. It's confusing, you know, to put it lightly. It's confusing. This movie is not. It's very easy for you to follow, and it makes as much sense as it possibly can. That being said, there are elements of this franchise that are ridiculous. Let's be real. And the movie does not shy away from those. It actually honors the ridiculous elements and even has a sense of self-awareness that I think makes it really fun. So it gives us a plot that works well. It allows us to sometimes go to a place that is weird and just basically acknowledges the weirdness. And I think that is so smart and so fun, and honestly could put this, I would say it could become like a cult classic. Like if it isn't successful or as successful as they want it to be at the box office, if it doesn't turn into a whole franchise and this isn't a huge blockbuster, which I think it will be, it'll definitely become a cult classic for people. I can already sense the memes that are going to come out of this, the rewatchability of the movie. It has all of that in spades, and it's fantastic to watch. And I think the other thing that I just want to touch on really is the atmosphere of the early screening. I mean, going to this, you know, sort of advanced screening and getting to see it with other people that are there that are all pretty much mega fans for the most part, I'd say. The people I saw it with was amazing. The fact that people were cheering and laughing all together and, you know, shocked together. It doesn't get better than that, friends. It just gave me such love for the cinema experience. Like, these are the reasons that I go to the movies. This is why I love to dress up when I go to movies, because I want it to feel like an event. And when you go to an advanced screening, it is literally an event. And I would just say, if you're going to this movie, if you know anyone that's really into FNAF, or if you know someone that you think would really love it, but they don't know anything about it, bring someone there that you can really have an experience with. And also keep yourself open to the audience, because I think even though I'm seeing it again tomorrow, I'm not going to be seeing it as an advanced screening, so I don't know what the level of fandom will be in the audience. We might have some mega fans, we might have people that have no idea what they're walking into, but I think a lot of the moments that are built in here are still going to elicit group responses. It's just a really fun film to enjoy with a room full of strangers that may or may not know what Five Nights at Freddy's is. So that has greatly energized me, and I would encourage you to go out and see this movie. Go out to the film, give it a watch. I'm very curious to see what Uptown Duck will think about this, as Uptown Duck is not a mega fan and does know FNAF, but I think it'll be interesting to see his perspective on it as well. I'm very curious about that. Overall, I'd say I give this movie, let's say 8 out of 10 cupcakes. A very solid 8 out of 10 cupcakes. It's pretty good. I mean, there's things that could be better in terms of it as a film, I guess, but I think the main thing, I mean, it might even be a 9 out of 10. I might change my opinion tomorrow. It's close. It's really, really good. I think everything that the movie set out to do, it accomplished. And ultimately, that, to me, is a successful movie. Now, it's just seeing whether or not that resonates with a mass audience. I hope it does, because I'm already theorizing about what I want to see in the sequels. I'm already building a universe in my mind, and I have so many theories. If you like theories, this is a movie for you. Alright, friends, that's it from me. Until next time, stay nerdy. Bye! Vanny out.